Jackson.
I don't think you're right. Brett Kavanaugh, you could say Brett Kavanaugh was going to get canceled. You could say that tons and tons of people were getting canceled. They're not, just because a vocal minority wants to completely cancel Michael Jackson out of culture doesn't mean everybody did. There's two columnists from the New York Times that are culture columnists, a liberal publication who did not say you should cancel Michael Jackson.
There'll be people no matter what that listen to R. Kelly forever. I'm not saying everyone in the world is gonna cancel,
but that's the conversation. That's the conversation I want to have. Is what do you advocate
huge companies
for?
Canceling Michael Jackson. The Simpsons put his episode. Then you have a statue that just got taken down at the National Museum, the Football Museum. Then you have actual iTunes.
So what should you do with those people? And I don't want to have a fight about whether Michael Jackson did it or not. I rather want to say once someone's legacy is tainted, what do you do? I don't think they should pull all those things.
And that's fine. You're not hearing me out by saying, I simply am saying this. Since those people are already canceling Michael Jackson, I'm saying get to canceling Elvis. That's it. Get to canceling John Lennon. That's it. All I'm saying is if you're going to cancel one person, let's start canceling them all. If you're not going to cancel and you're going to say, let's take everything from this case, let's go through evidence and do this, and it'd be a case-by-case scenario, I'm down with that. That sounds like equality. That sounds like proper judgment, and us not jumping to conclusions and us actually hearing out both sides, and from there making a decision. But we live in a society right now that is so extreme that every time we hear something, not know anything, we hear anything, you're canceled. You're canceled, and you're canceled. All I'm saying is,
I agree that
we're
is a problem.
Do that. I think it's a problem too. But I'm saying if we're going to do that, let's do it across the board. That's it.
I think we should talk about when we do it, when we don't.
So if you know you're a fucked up person, right? Let's say you're really fucked up, right? And I don't want to think of a hypothetical because people don't want to do it to somebody's name, but let's just say you're a really big star and you knew you were fucked up and the Me Too movement happened.
One of the Teletubbies.
One of the Teletubbies, yeah, we're fine with that. Even though they're right here in front of our faces. But one of the Teletubbies, and you knew, okay, the Me Too movement is going on. So in your eyes, or from your perspective, or
as a Teletubby?
From your theory, that person should just kill himself. If they kill themselves, then we'll never bring up those bad things and they'll forever live on. So just because John Lennon is dead, or because of
I've had this moment of, can I still listen to the Jackson 5?
Yeah.
He obviously didn't do any of that stuff while Jackson 5 was going on.
Well, if we're speaking about first of all, welcome to Wine
Wait,
and
hang
Weed.
on. Let's
welcome
do it.
to Wine and
Welcome to
Weed.
our first episode.
Our first fucking episode, and we are coming in hot.
Because last week, for those of you who tuned in to our test episodes, those were from weeks ago.
Maybe even months ago.
Yeah, when we were testing what this show could be. And now it's a real show, Wine and Weed.
Wine and Weed. And thank you guys for coming out. We've been getting a lot of support, and we haven't even officially started yet. But now we have. And by us officially starting today, Chris,
yeah,
I wanted to bring in a nice bottle of wine.
Wow.
I brought in an Opus One. Oh, my God. Here we go. 2013. There we go.
This is real. Now we're not just getting the stuff that Sterling has in his closet. We're buying wine for the show.
This is real, man. This is a really good wine. If you guys don't know, this is the cream of the crop. No, I don't know if it's like the best wine in the world, but it's one of them. It's a really good 2013, which was a great year for the Reds.
A great year. We know a lot about
for the
wine.
Cincinnati Reds. We're gonna open it. We're gonna pop this open, and we got some weed. What kind of weed do we have today?
We have Barker's with some Blue Dream.
Barker's with Blue Dream.
Yeah. Barker's is the company. For those of you guys who aren't living in California, weed is legal here, so we have weed shops. This smells amazing just as soon as you open it.
Yeah.
Blue Dream is a hybrid, right?
Sativa? It's a sativa dominant.
Sativa dominant.
One of the first strains I ever smoked. One of my favorites.
Wow,
for sure.
John Ross back.
John Ross is here.
Hashtag Ross facts.
Yeah. So if you don't know who I am, I'm your boy, a.k.a. I'm your boy Steelo Brim, a.k.a. Scooby-Doo's best friend, a.k.a. that dude, a.k.a. that nigga, a.k.a. most official with no whistle. And this is Chris Reinacher.
That's me.
Did you get any AKAs? I know you. I
did get some suggestions. Somebody did like the Chronosaur, aka the Chronosaur.
Well, I like that one. Keep that.
I know. AKA, which is my, I said that in the first episode.
Yeah, I know you did. That's why they.
I got a hashtag. I got AKA the Chronosaur, AKA. Someone gave me some other ones.
I think I saw Chicken Guy or something like that.
Some chicken thing.
Are they calling you a chicken?
No, I eat fried chicken in a show. I have a show called Chicken Watch.
Yeah, I couldn't do that on
Don't
the show.
act like you're not a Chicken Watch guy.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that on the show. Imagine me doing a show called Chicken Watch.
Yeah.
It's not go over well.
I don't know. Maybe it would. I think Chicken Watch is for everyone.
Yeah, of course it is.
Oh my God, this smells very good. This is some Blue Dream, which is it is an OG strain. Kind of like we had Super Silver Haze last time. Yeah. This is a OG strain as well. One of the classics, one of the staples. This isn't some you
might want to
funkberry Alaskan
Thunderfuck.
Alaskan Thunderfuck is a little less staple, but Blue Dream.
That's a real one.
Alaskan Thunderfuck is a real weed.
Alaskan Thunderfuck is a real weed.
Bring it here. I don't know what it is.
And I believe it's also now the name of the drag queen.
The name's better. The name's better than the weed.
Okay.
I'll say that.
The thing is, you can have any strain. If it's grown great, it's going to be a great weed. You know what I mean? So some people go like, this is my favorite weed I've ever smoked is, something that was just grown really well. But my favorite weed I've ever smoked is called The Cheese. It's a strain called The Cheese. But then again, it might have just been like the first well-grown weed I had. Who knows?
When did you smoke it?
I think that was in like 12th grade.
Yeah. The cheese, man.
I also remember a strain called P90.
P90X. When did P90 come out before P90X?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Do you want me to fact check?
Yeah.
I would love for you to fact check.
John's capacity has turned into the information guy. That's why we've been like, keep Googling.
I'm the man behind the chair.
As we're having these conversations, just keep Googling. And you know what I want to talk about? Because we premiered. I'm just handing Sterling nugs, and he's grinding them up.
I don't have my ashtray. I'm leaving everything.
Are you going to go grab it?
I have to grab my ashtray.
All right, well, I'll wait till you get back to say this part.
It seems like the P90 was first. It was called Power 90, and then the P90X, like they just rebranded as P90X. That's what I'm getting. Yeah.
But what about the marijuana strain P90?
Oh, that's what I'm looking for. I thought I was looking for the...
A few moments later.
You ready?
I'm really not ready for this episode, but we're going to dive into it.
We feel like we have too much heavy stuff for this to be the first episode,
We also, this show in general is a show that me and Chris will not necessarily agree all the time. And we want to kind of get you guys prepared out there to understand that me and Chris are really good friends, one of my best friends. And still, guess what? I don't agree with half the shit he says because he's a racist.
Well, it was interesting to me. It was interesting to me with the first episode. Well, I dropped on my channel. I do YouTube. I'm from BuzzFeed originally. So I dropped over on my channel. Hey, why don't you come over to Wine and Weed? And I dropped our Chris Brown conversation because I thought it was provocative.
And your listeners were like, this
what I thought was really,
like, whoa.
I thought that's not true. But they did get mad that I was even, talking to somebody who had a different opinion of me than on Chris Brown. And I thought that was strange that somebody would talk about, like said I was being bad for even talking to somebody with a different opinion than you.
I don't think it's that strange. I think it's the internet. It's the world we kind of live in right now, that people are so extreme in all of their beliefs that they don't really want to hear anything that's not exactly what they believe. And we may experience, I'm not.
And I don't think we believe that. I think we are interested in why the other people believe that thing they believe.
100%. But we can also find ourselves being in that as well. We with me and you talking on this show, we may get very passionate about things that we believe. And it's all of us, but understand that no matter what, no matter how passionate Chris and I may get, we're still open to hearing the other person's perspective, and we're still open to trying to understand. And we know the more that we understand, the more that we can move forward as a people. And again, we will not agree on everything. Me and Chris were just prepping ourselves on this episode, and we do not agree on everything.
We found the subject we're going to talk about later. We still haven't. We're not going to agree. But then we can talk it out, and
And we can walk it out too. You remember that? Walk it out.
Walk it out.
Walk it out.
Walk it out. All right. So
Where's
the
that
other thing
walk
I
it
wanted
out?
to tell you about was that I haven't told you about until right now is that I had one, or maybe I did mention it to you on the phone, but I had one commenter who was so mad at the first conversation. I wound up putting up a second conversation because I was like, not because I was like afraid. I just wanted to introduce my audience to you in maybe a more positive light. Maybe they could get to know you and then get your opinion on Chris Brown. You know what I mean?
And then hate you.
So I put up a different conversation, and the one user spammed every single comment with like,
We talked about this.
how dare you fucking do this? Yeah, I think I told you the day of, but I don't know if I got to the conclusion.
No,
So
you
I
didn't.
wrote under that person's thing, I went, can we start a conversation? Can we talk to each other? Can we talk back? I commented on one of his
just
videos.
me and you. Don't bring that guy. Just me and you.
Well, I was like, I can't have a conversation in my own comment section. It's not going to work that way. And also, we're on stage. We're doing a parade. Like, can I just talk to this person one-on-one? And finally, the person got in touch with me, and it felt like a whole different idea when he realized I was a human being, when he realized that you were a human being, when I realized that you were just my friend, and we're just having a conversation. And he said I'd like to have more of a conversation because he was a domestic abuse victim and like wanted to talk about that more. And we're supposed to talk this week, but he wound up taking down all his comments. And I just thought it was really interesting that we treat people like enemies and idiots, and we weaponize all of our media and every comment we're going to say. And then when we actually remember that the other person is actually just a regular person, that we actually listen a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I just like wanted to encourage that sentiment and say that that's what this show is all about. So
This new grinder, man.
I
I don't
mean,
even
you
know
can
where my
yell.
weed went. What the fuck?
that's a new grinder.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I mean, it was, okay. Thank you.
Was it a gift or?
It was a gift.
I was like,
I can't figure out what a weed is though. I know you can.
I know where it is.
I know you know where it is. I can't unscrew it though. Yeah, you want to do this?
Yeah, he's trying to figure out.
No, yeah,
Which
and
one's the
I
key?
agree with Chris 100%. I mean, you and the guy, you still haven't spoke though, right?
No, we were supposed to speak. I got very busy last week, and I did DM him and say, hey, I'm sorry, I know we haven't spoken, but I'd like to speak next week. I'm just too busy.
You had a chance to reel someone in and get them to think differently, and you got too busy for them,
Dude,
Chris?
I was so I'm
Oh,
I'm launching
man.
my channel in the next 2 weeks, and that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
I
man.
actually don't know where this
Yeah,
grinder
that
puts the weed
The weed
either.
is gone, bro.
What is?
The weed is gone.
May I see?
Yeah, you give it an effort, John.
I love we just pass it all around the room. The weed never
Hey,
appears.
welcome to Wine and Weed. We don't know shit about wine, and we don't know how to smoke weed.
We don't know how to smoke weed apparently. Nope, it's not the bottom, John. I already checked that.
Luis will know.
It's at the fucking top, but it's not screwing off. So.
You know, this is what we're saying. It's all about people working together to
To
just
serve
smoke
you
some
better
weed.
at Jewel Osco. That's the song from Chicago actual grocery store that I put Chris on a while back. Jewel Osco. Shout
That's
out to
true.
y'all.
I did not know what Julasco was.
Let's dive into some stuff though, man. You know, we're here. It's the very first episode of Wine and Weed. I'm very excited. We've had so much support again, and we're gonna just go hard. And it's gonna be a weekly thing from now, every Wednesday. So it's Wine and Weed Wednesdays. www.www.com. We don't have that, but we should.
Well, we should. So subscribe to the iTunes playlist. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're also putting clips up on our Instagrams.
iTunes, Spotify, all of that.
At
man.
Wine and Weed Podcast.
Wine and Weed Podcast. One of the first things, I'll jump into something rather soft. you
All
know,
right, good.
rather chill. Is that we really can't get this weed, guys.
Hey!
Patience is a virtue, Chris.
I loosened
did
it
it.
for you.
Of course you did.
The classic. I loosened it for you.
Loud.
You just went on vacation for 10 days. We launched and you were out of
I
town,
was
which
out
was
of
an
town.
interesting experience. We were like 10 hours apart.
And I experienced a lot in Bali, man. Like Bali was interesting. Malaysia was interesting. I got randomly searched at the airport 6 times.
What?
Yeah, 5 or 6 times.
Why?
And we got one of my best friends, and his dad's in the building, and it's his birthday this week. So happy birthday! Happy birthday, Gino! Happy birthday! Woo! Hey. But no. So I got randomly searched at the airport 5 or 6 times, and maybe at a club like once too. which was just interesting. I really went over there. I was like, you know what? It's going to be a smooth time, smooth sailing. And it was not that at all. You know what I'm saying? It was not that at all. It really threw me off. I also experienced some prejudice at different restaurants and clubs and different things. Every time, I don't know if there's a language barrier, but I was like, no matter what, even if it's a language barrier, this can't be a language barrier. Like,
what happened?
I went to a restaurant. I won't say the name of the actual company because they have some in the States too, and I don't want to destroy you guys, even though you know you're wrong. I talked to their GM and everything out there, but
this smells amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good one. But talk to their GM out there, and you know what? I was sat down to eat lunch at this venue, and when I sat down to eat lunch, the manager came to me and was like, "Hey, want to just give you a heads up? It's $20 per person."
Just to get in?
No, $20 per person to eat.
Oh,
to eat a minimum of $20 per person, right?
Okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. And the dude was like, okay, so it's $20 for both of you, for you and your girl. And I was like, okay, cool. He didn't stop there. Then he said, you understand that's $40 combined, right? So I was like, okay, the language barrier is one thing, but math is fucking universal. I know how to do fucking math. Don't you play with me. So I was like, yeah, man. I said it's cool. I said it was cool the first time and the second time. And he was like, okay. Gave me one of those faces like, okay. And walked away. And luckily I had the contact of his actual GM. So I hit his GM up and I was like, hey, man, I came to you guys' venue and this is some bullshit. Your dude came over and asked me, could I afford a $20 meal? And then he asked me twice. And then he said it was going to be $40 together, as if I didn't know math. Don't want to make this a big thing, but you should train your staff a little better to handle things like this a little better. And he was like, I think it was a language barrier. Let me check. So he called and he was like, you know what? I'm so sorry. We're going to fix this. And I was like, all right, this is a true story. This is a fucking true story.
But you're wearing like a nice watch.
Wearing a nice.
You're wearing. Why would he think that you couldn't afford it?
I'm gonna guess the color of my skin is not. It's not many. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I meant to tell you this. There may be the whole trip. I was there for almost 2 weeks. I saw 3 black people.
Okay, so it's just like
we're not.
We're not.
Common.
What do people look like in Bali? I guess I don't have very much like.
So we're in Indonesia, so just Asian people of color, but just not black. And you can tell an African American man from someone else.
Okay.
Even if it's an African man, you can still tell the difference. But I was like, all right, cool. He said he's gonna fix this. He's gonna fix this. I don't know how they're gonna fix it, but they're gonna fix it. So then one of his GMs is still there. When the other GMs comes to me, he actually can't speak English that well, but he's really nice. And he was like, I'm so sorry about that. We're gonna fix this. We're sending you out an appetizer and something else for free.
But it's gonna be $20. Is that okay?
No. No. So he's like for free. Apologies. I'm like, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. No need. I just think you guys should train your staff better, but no need. We're good. They don't ask me. The menu is. You ever been to Cheesecake Factory? The menu is like Cheesecake Factory fucking size.
It's like a chapter book.
It's just like we have everything you can think of. It's an Asian restaurant, but we have everything you can think of, right? They bring me the fried chicken. They didn't ask me a fucking thing, and they bring me the goddamn fried chicken. Now, look, you just were prejudiced to me on if I can afford this. That is my Postmates, guys. I had to order my dog some dog food. I apologize for this. We can cut that out if you want to. But, and they decide to bring me the fried chicken. Now, the other part of me was like, you should be offended again. They didn't ask you at all what you wanted, and they assume you want the fucking chicken? The other part of me said, that chicken looks mighty fucking good. You should try that chicken.
I would have ate the chicken.
It's not a thing with you, Chris. Of course you can eat the chicken.
Well,
it's a problem. What do you mean, well? You can't just bring a black person chicken and you didn't ask. It's a huge menu.
Oh, yeah. That's why you said how big the menu is.
Yeah.
Because out of all those things.
You didn't ask me at all. And you just brought me the fried chicken. And I tried the chicken, and it was one of the best pieces of chicken I've ever tasted in my entire life. Delightful. It was fucking, oh my God.
I gotta take chicken watch out to Bali.
Look, you won't experience the same thing as me, but the chicken is delicious. You guys should go to Bali. But there was just like interesting. It was just, the culture is just interesting. And I'm always down to understand and to dive into culture. But I don't feel like that it's many of us there. And it just adds to the fact that sometimes it isn't about being afraid but when people are just ignorant to things and they just don't know, then they're just prejudiced to them instead of trying to see if I'm a normal person talking to me. And it was one thing because the GM did try to tell me, he was like, oh no, he tried to clean up. He was like, we ask everyone if they are okay with spending $20 at the restaurant. This is a nice restaurant. Of course everyone's okay with spending $20. But then I waited and I watched for 20 minutes. They never asked anyone else.
That's
never
a good
asked
idea
anyone
to
else.
watch to see.
Yeah, never asked anyone else. And I was like, this is bullshit. I was like, I'm going to get a couple drinks and get out of here. We got a couple drinks. We ate that appetizer. We ordered a lot of food. We did order a lot of food because we were really hungry. We drove 2 hours to go to that place. We drove 2 hours. The place is so far out. I'm like, why would you even ask anyone if they're okay with spending $20 when everyone has to spend?
I assumed it was like on a tourist road.
No, it's like everyone drives an hour and 30 to 2 hours to get there.
And they're like, it's $20.
$20. And I was like, this is so offensive.
That's not even that much money.
No.
$20.
I can afford that meal.
It's not like $200.
You know, yeah.
Dude, yeah. And I was just like,
That's cheaper than Cheesecake Factory.
That's cheaper than Cheesecake Factory.
Is that in Bali? What is that like?
It could be racism in Bali.
No, to them. Is $20 a crazy amount of money to them?
Now, I will say this much to you, Chris. That's a great question. It's a great question. We would go places, and the way that their money is set up, that like you dive into millions. And we gave our driver 14 million rupees as we left, which was like around $1,000. We gave him $1,000 because we were just like, hey, we know here he is going to do damage. Not only did our driver not tell us thank you, I don't think it's that he wasn't appreciative because he was the nicest man on earth. I think he went immediately to get a hand job and some BJs, and he was like, fuck this, $1,000? You guys won't see me for a very long time.
That's crazy to get up into 14 million to just mean 1,000. It must get so confusing.
It was very confusing.
To be like, hey, a burger, that'll be $500,000.
That's how it really was. That's how it really was, yeah. But no, I mean, that was my experience. I did overall enjoy Bali. It was beautiful. Very beautiful. We had a villa, so we were looking at the ocean every morning. It was really cool. But yeah, that was just my experience there. The thing I was going to dive into that was soft, though, was
this wine, by the way, is
delicious.
like it's definitely the best wine we've had on the show so far.
It's Opus 1, guys.
By
Opus
far.
1.
Look at that complex flavor.
It is really good. That is really good.
Right?
That is really good.
How do you explain it? What's going on with this taste?
The taste of wine?
Of this wine.
I don't really know. It feels like they fucking literally just combined every red possible, the best of all reds. And we're like, we're going to make one wine, though.
It like fills out your whole mouth. Like you take a little sip and it like goes to your cheeks and to the back of your mouth.
You should write treatments for commercials.
God damn it. The sad thing is I do.
Well, I was going to dive into the fact that Apple has made me, Apple and Nike and these companies, you always do the right thing, man. I just love you for it. And Apple has released interracial emojis.
Tim Apple,
you've
Good
done it.
mood,
Bill
Tim
Microsoft,
Apple.
you should have thought of it. I don't know what you're thinking. but Tim Apple, you've done it again. Gosh darn it. Rest in peace, Steve Apple.
The weirdest thing about Tim Apple is like it's not like calling him Steve Apple because he's the founder of Apple. It's just the guy who took his job, and he's now Tim Apple. Like,
yeah, once you start working at a corporation, you know you have to take that name. Yeah, my legal.
But they got
name,
interracial emojis.
You know,
so
my legal name is
complicated.
Steelo MTV. That's my legal name.
Yeah.
That's my legal
What's
name.
funny is they did start a page for me called BuzzFeed Chris. Like they did try to copyright my name plus the company. So
that's funny.
That one's kind of tough for me. And then I left and they were like, you don't own this. We do. And I was but it's about me.
But my name is BuzzFeed Chris. Your name is not BuzzFeed Chris.
Damn it. Good move, legal. So Apple made these interracial emojis.
They did. And I think they're very important as someone that's in an interracial relationship. I think that it's just.
It feels like there must be so many options, right? Because it's like a factorial. It's like there's like each gender could be these 6 races.
No, real shit.
It's like here's like 15 choices.
In the world we live in, and people being so extreme, they will have a problem with it. They're gonna miss something.
We adopted a kid who was not the same color as us, and that was not represented.
I fuck a dog. Where is that? You're like, what? You fuck a dog?
I'd like to be represented. So. Have you found it already? Did you download the new ones? Did you wake up like it was Christmas morning and go, finally?
I'm gonna still send my girl a black emoji with me and her. Hashtag black excellence. Hashtag black love, baby. No, I didn't find it yet. I think it's coming out, or I don't know if it's coming out yet. You know what the problem is? I hate updating my phone. So I don't even know if I'll ever get to those interracial emojis.
I think this is relatable. I think millions of Americans struggle with updating their phone.
You just do it later, and then you never do it.
You ever wait in line at Apple for like 2 hours, and they go, "You update your phone," and you're like, "You shut the fuck up."
Yeah,
my phone does not need to be up there, but it does need to be updated, and then you update it, and they were right.
Yeah, they were. I don't even update apps all the time. Do you?
I don't update a lot. I still think I update more than the average person.
I'm happy that Apple has they took off the number. Remember they used to have the number next to like the update, the app store that tells you how many updates you have, like where you're fucking up at. They'll be like, you have 17 or 25. My shit used to say like 93. And I used to be like, I'm not updating this shit. And I never would update it. And then they just took it off. They didn't want to make me feel bad anymore.
Can people use emojis that can people use emojis that aren't their skin color? This is for both of you.
This is a good question. I love it. I fucking love it. Yes, they're emojis, but they do feel a little bit like you're trying too hard. When I get an emoji from a white friend of mine that's like thumbs up and it's a black hand, I'm like, is that my thumb? Because I didn't thumbs up this shit. Are you thumbsing up?
What if white people use a black thumb with each other? How does that feel?
I don't know what y'all do in the privacy of y'all homes, but y'all better not let it out. Y'all better not let me know about it.
You know what? I use the slightly tan hands for this, just because the white ones feel weird to me. They feel a little
double white power.
So I'm so sorry for people listening. I'm talking about the 2 hands that are next to each other, the praise hands. I just feel like the white praise hands feel a little sig hail.
I've tried to avoid. I've kept it yellow for as long as I could.
Yellow is the right call. It's like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's like we don't offend anyone if we throw in just everyone as yellow, and then you realize they draw in a black guy, and you're like, oh, it's only one of us? Thanks, Simpsons. Speaking of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Do you want to dive into it?
Wait, what?
I'm joking. I'm talking about The Simpsons pulling the episode
of
Michael
it's Simpson pulling Michael Jackson's episode. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting how, if we talk Michael Jackson while smoking the joint, it's going to be interesting because at the beginning, I'm going to have some really strong opinions. And by the end, I'll be like, I don't know. What if we just look, because I just care less when I smoke marijuana. Yeah. I mean, not that I don't care about these people's stories. I'm just saying I'll be more silly when talking about how we deal with the legacy.
I hate to bother you guys. Can somebody let Nucky out of there? He's crying like a little... He's in the theater.
Sterling just want to show off that he's a theater.
I do not. I don't even. We'll edit that shit out. I don't even give a fuck.
Sterling's just a good dad. He's a worried dad.
I am. He's crying.
Thank
you, John. Thank you, John.
John Ross facts.
Yeah.
Hashtag John Ross facts.
If he's not in the theater, then he'll be in the sauna. And if he's not in the sauna, can you open up?
Ready a bath for him?
No.
It's also hard because I feel like we were so much like race politics over the past few episodes that I was going to go like, oh, maybe we can spread our wings on this next one. And then so much race politics came up this week.
Yeah. And then even in the one thing Chris thought, was it race politics? I was like, nope, there's race around this.
Yeah, here he goes.
And he was like, fuck.
Which some people hate. I mean, again, judging from our comments, some people are just like, why don't we just forget racism? I see that argument so much. Why don't we just leave it in the past?
Well, it's like like we always say this. when people say stuff like, "Hey, why does everything have to be race with you?" Because I get this convo and I get this comment a lot. Why does everything have to be race with you? And people don't really understand what it's like to be a black man, and everything is race with you. I had to try to explain to my father-in-law, whatever you want to call him. I'm not married, but my girl's dad. I had to explain to him that you walking into a store or you doing anything, no one's questioning if you can afford something. No one's questioning why you're here. No one's questioning if you're in a neighborhood that you don't even belong in while you're here. They're like, yeah, I guess he has a reason. But if I walk into a store, I'll tell you this much. I ain't even got room to let you know if I can afford shit. You're following me the whole way. So I'm like, me walking into different stores, I have to let it be known, like, oh, can I try this on? Oh, and I have to say certain things, and it's sad. I have to say certain things to let motherfuckers know I own stuff already in the store. My girl has to. She'll be like, oh, you have that jacket.
Do you ever feel like that's also an insecurity?
It's an insecurity, but it's an insecurity, but like, okay, just like how sometimes women suffer from insecurities in a relationship or men suffer from insecurities in a relationship. Sometimes it's not just our job at fixing our insecurities. It's society's job as well. Just in a relationship, that woman may be suffering from an insecurity. Guess what? As your man, as you being her man, it's your job to help fix some of her insecurities. It's not my job as a black man to fix all my own insecurities, because I didn't bring them all to me.
Yeah,
you did. Not you, Chris, obviously,
sure.
but society. Speak for yourself.
Who's back? Who's back on the podcast?
Oh, it's my man Todd.
It's Rod.
It's Rod. It is Rod. They start calling you Rod and Todd.
It's Rod, my stereotypical white man character. I don't think he's gonna make an appearance today. I don't see a circumstance in which I have to argue devil's advocate.
I don't see one either.
I don't see one happening. Because I feel like we got some larger things. You want to jump in? You want to jump in because we both watched this Leaving Neverland documentary, and we have two different perspectives. Do we first want to explain what our history with Michael Jackson is? Not personal history, but like, are you a fan? Are you like where do you come from? Because I have an interesting perspective.
I don't trust anyone that's not a fan of Michael Jackson. Let's start with that.
Okay.
If you're like, just his music just doesn't do it, I'm like, well, who the fuck are you? Do you even like music? Do you even understand what music is? Michael Jackson is the king of pop, still in my eyes, and it's probably gonna let you know what side I'm taking. But Michael Jackson is still the king of pop in my eyes. Michael Jackson.
You can't take away from his legacy and his legend and the music he created.
No, we're trying.
Oh, we will take away from it.
People are trying.
But you can't deny that his music is good, that his legacy is that has shaped culture, right?
I don't think you can deny it, but we live in a place now that they try to deny everything. So I don't know. But I will say Michael Jackson meant a lot to me growing up. I was told all the time I looked just like Michael Jackson. And I had a fro. I was in the movie Hardball with a fro. If you guys want to go and look at that. We can reference that. We can just reference that on the show.
Sterling Brim fact.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, this is actually a fun story. You want to take a segue really quick? Tell the story. I like your Hardball story. Because you weren't like a kid actor who got in Hardball.
No, I wasn't, but this is so random. What the fuck is this even about?
Well, here's the thing, because I'm looking at this picture of Michael Jackson from when he was a kid, and I'm going to be honest, that looks like you when you were a kid. That's where this came from, really.
That's me. That's not Michael Jackson.
This is Sterling.
Oh, that's
from Hardball.
I thought you were being funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was Michael Jackson.
This is Sterling from Hardball.
Wow, John pulled up an image, and I thought it was Michael Jackson, and it's Sterling in Hardball. So now that we're on the theme of childhood, well, so I grew up in the Central Coast of California, and that's about 40 minutes away from Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch.
Okay.
So I know kids. So in my childhood, I know kids who have gone to Neverland Ranch. One of my best friend's moms has a daycare right next to Neverland Ranch. He donated 6 amazing, like $10,000 strollers.
I know a lot of kids that went to Neverland Ranch too. A lot of my friends.
Oh, really? From here or from
California?
From LA? They're LA kids?
No, one of them was a San Francisco kid. One of them, to this day, I think is Michael Jackson's son, but whatever. Well, but he lived in Chicago for a while. I know him.
So yeah, and so like I knew of Neverland Ranch. I know people who have went there. I never went there. And also Michael Jackson's trial was in Santa Maria, California. My dad ran the Santa Maria Inn, so all CNN and Fox News, everybody was staying at my dad's hotel. So like I'm like weirdly close to this whole Michael Jackson scenario, and I have always been a firm believer in, although Michael Jackson's a fucking weirdo, and maybe he had some wires crossed where he thought it was okay to have a kid sleep in his bed or something, and maybe even like molest a kid. I still thought it was wires crossed, mentally ill, sick man, you know, like, and this shit might have happened, but it didn't happen in a weird predatorial, grooming, pedophile, pervert style way. It happened in a weird, innocent, Michael Jackson is a weirdo and this shit. Just, what if you touch my pee-pee? This isn't an excuse, but it's like the way that I thought, and this documentary, unfortunately, like completely changed my mind. My friend who grew up right next door, the childhood who Michael Jackson donated to his mom's thing, who he's been a bunch of times, defends Michael Jackson ever, totally changed his mind. We had a long conversation about it. And then I talked to you and you said that it did not change your mind.
It did not change my mind.
This is where our disagreement lies.
Let me say something really quick, because you spoke about your friends, because my friend has the coolest Michael Jackson story of all time. Bubbles bit him, and that's a fact. That's a real story. I swear to God. Bubbles bit him, and my boy's dad said, Michael, it's on the internet. You can look up the actual video on the internet of not Bubbles biting him, but my boy's dad telling the story. And he said that Michael fucking hit Bubbles with an 8-piece so quick, an 8-count. Smack Bubbles up like you never hit somebody. You never hit any of our friends. And like hit.
You never bite?
Huh?
You never bite any of our friends? Is that what
I'm sorry. He never bite any of our friends. And he hit Bubbles a whole bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was just the funniest story ever. But to go back to the documentary, it did not change my mind. No,
that's interesting. Well, first of all, I'm also just gonna put out that although it did change my mind, and I don't think those are the only two victims, I also think he definitely had relationships with a lot of kids where this didn't happen. So I mean, I know he had a relationship with kids that where this didn't happen.
Okay.
So
let me tell you.
To me, that doesn't discount that it could have happened to some kids.
Let me tell you. The only reason that I go into this conversation and I say for me that this does not change my mind about Michael Jackson is because it'd be one thing if it was like the R. Kelly documentary that had 30 different women telling you their different accounts of R. Kelly doing different shit to them. These were two individuals who have already been on the record under oath 3 different times saying Michael Jackson never touched me. So by you saying that 3 different times, and now all of a sudden, conveniently, on the 10th anniversary of Michael Jackson's death, all of a sudden, Michael Jackson touched you. Again, I don't know what Michael Jackson has done to anyone else, but I'm saying these 2 individuals, I cannot take your story and believe it 100% to be truthful when you've already told us on 3 separate occasions that Michael Jackson did not touch you.
I mean, and there's plenty of like psychologists who would say that this is like the cycle of abuse and that's like how it happens, and you almost look back at these circumstances and sometimes you look at them fondly, or you think that you have a secret with this person that you see as like a person with a lot of power and a king, and you know, these people
I'm not saying people
also had kids at the time when they realized that maybe this was wrong.
I think abuse is very real. I think abuse is very real, and a lot of people go through it. But I think these people discount the real people that are going through abuse, and I'll tell you why. Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of different things. Number one, I watched the documentary, and let's start with, it's not even shot well. It's not even a good documentary. It's not even a good documentary.
I was so emotionally affected by the stories that somebody asked me this weekend. I was like, I saw the Michael Jackson documentary last night, and they were like, was it good? And I was like, well, scary and sad, in a lot of ways, and like it was heavy. And they were like, well, what about the filmmaking? And I was like, I don't even know.
It's not even a good documentary. The transitions were weak, and they're weak. They're weak transitions because
the music that was very like Disney. I remember the music,
but the music was also just misleading.
Which one's my glass?
This one is the one you've been drinking.
That's what I thought. I was just not sure.
Also,
this is delicious.
Yeah. Also, the music, the music was misleading. It was taking the person to exactly where they wanted them to go, which a lot of music does when you score things. But
and it was trying to give you the feeling of it's magical and it feels like Disneyland for these kids.
No,
right?
but also I think you have the transitions you have because you don't have footage. You don't have actual things. They're showing us at some points these kids' moms' old pictures with no Michael Jackson in them, just old pictures. What the fuck does this have to do with anything? Then they're showing us like pictures of just Michael Jackson sitting in like beds and chairs. Those are not even, the kid's not even there. Why are you showing me this random picture?
John, as an editor, what do you
How
think?
do I even know these pictures?
Oh, you haven't seen it.
How do I even know these pictures?
Well, Sterling's gonna affect your view of it.
I really
want
to see it now.
You're gonna watch it as a filmmaker and be like, "This is true."
But I will. I might be honest. I see what you're saying about the filmmaking, but I watched this first guy in particular. I believe Wade Robinson as well, but this first guy in particular, because I walk in skeptical. I'm telling you, I walk in skeptical.
I hear you, because the first guy was just more graphic.
Okay, so
he was way more graphic than Wade Robinson.
I believed him before he was graphic.
Oh, okay.
The steps it took made perfect sense to me. The steps that Michael Jackson took.
Yeah, but Chris, what you're not realizing, okay, at least for me, is that when I listen to this, and
if you think that guy is acting, that guy is an Oscar-winning actor.
Not
that guy
not that
needs
good.
some
He's not
roles.
that good. You want to believe. He's not that good.
I didn't want to believe is the thing.
I'm saying this. Yeah, I may have walked in skeptical because these individuals have said.
I was skeptical of Wade for most of the film. I didn't want to believe.
Yeah, I may have walked in skeptical because these individuals said 3 different times that Michael Jackson didn't touch them. Maybe that makes me crazy to believe them the first 3 times. But
no,
let me speak.
They're kids for 2 of them.
No,
sure.
But they were not though. When they came out,
for 2 of them they are. For 2 of those things, and one of them they were in their 20s.
No. One of them they were a kid. The 2 other ones they were older. But
fact check, John.
Fact check that shit. But yeah, maybe I don't believe you guys because you've said on 3 separate occasions that no, he didn't. But also, Chris, I don't want to sound like a crazy person, but they played it by the books as far as abuse goes. They wrote it by the book. It is exactly what every abuser does. So you're saying, oh yeah, those steps make sense. Of course they make sense. They're by the book. If you know about abuse,
because that's the cycle of abuse.
And again, and that's why they wrote it by the book. Because someone like you is smart enough to know that's a cycle of abuse.
I think they're great actors if this is the case. The other case is, I think putting yourself through this emotionally and making up this story, like the idea that this is all fake and a conspiracy, would be such a weird thing to go through as a family, to go like, hey, let's frame Michael Jackson for this guy who like literally gave us millions of dollars and built our whole life and like gave us these opportunities and this experience, this like wonderful thing, because nothing weird ever happened in this hypothetical scenario. Nothing weird ever happened. And then we decided as a family, let's sit down and let's drag that guy's name through the mud, even though we have no reason to, seems also completely unreasonable. Also, if they made it again, if they made it up, what very nuanced characters, because I think the parents, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, are shitty fucking parents.
Let me jump in for 2 seconds.
And I have a huge thoughts about their parents. I didn't realize we were going to argue whether this was real or not. I just didn't realize that was going to be the conversation.
Let me jump in for 2 seconds.
Also, this is great.
It's great wine, right?
Great
weed. It is great weed.
We have a very classy episode. We both like took like 2 hits in that, and we were like
that's enough.
Maybe we shouldn't get higher than this for the podcast.
Oh, 2 things actually. One, if you guys do not know at home and you're watching this or you're listening to this, if you do not know, Chris Reinacher is one of the best people I know. A very genuine guy, a very nice guy. And I think that he is confused about the rest of the world. I think that he gives everyone the same morals and standards as himself. and he thinks of people in the same light. He gives them the benefit of the doubt. So he thinks to himself, well, why would someone do this? And my answer
You mean why would they drag their mentor through the mud?
The mentor through the mud. And I'm like, for money. And Chris is like, I can't see someone dragging their mentor through the mud. Also, another fucking thing that me and Chris talked about a little earlier was, I'm not even convinced he was their mentor. They got replaced like a year later. They got replaced by different boys.
Wade Robson.
Mentors follow you through the rest of your life. And
he did with Wade. Like Wade was a big figure, and Wade introduced him to Britney Spears, and Wade was still floating in those circles.
Is that a mentor?
From what I understand he is, but I'm not there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not there either. But they could be making us think that they were way closer than what they were.
I did want to hit you back with something.
Yeah, because I think that you think that everyone has the same morals as you, and you're like, oh, why would someone do this? And I'm like, for money. People do a lot of crazy things.
Okay, so a lot of people are saying, yeah, those two guys are lying. They want money, and if they want money from Michael Jackson, and my question is, can both this be true and they want money? I don't really deny that they want money, but I'm also like, it's because this happened. And it might be the parents might have an inkling in their mind that, oh, this happened. What can I do as a mother? I can make money off it, because those parents seem like bad people.
Okay.
I don't think those kids who were molested are bad people. I do think their parents are, but those kids can't suffer because of that, and those people can take money because of it.
My problem with this too, though, is there's just not enough evidence, and now Michael Jackson isn't here to defend himself. There's just not enough evidence, and now Michael Jackson isn't here. So
this is also what I thought before the documentary. I went, this isn't really fair.
But like, even with like us looking at small things, and again, I'm not trying to victim shame. I'm not saying they're not real victims. I'm just saying, how can we take these people's opinions and make them facts when they've already said 3 other times that Michael Jackson didn't touch them? So I'll proceed from there again, guys. So what I'm saying is, how do we know? Wait, how
2 different times.
Okay, 3.
I'm still reading.
It's 3.
Okay,
It's 3.
okay.
But how do we know that the things that they say are connected to Michael Jackson are actually connected to Michael Jackson? Like, so they have, the one kid had these rings supposedly that Michael Jackson was giving him. He said that he was really into jewelry at the time, and Michael Jackson would present him with all these rings. And he showed us 4 rings, right? And as a viewer at home, if you're connected to the documentary by now, you're like, that's fucked up. That's a little weird. Michael Jackson's giving these kids rings. As a person that's not believing these people, I watch it and I'm like, how the fuck do we know those rings even came from Michael Jackson? You could just be showing us rings.
It would be they would be such brilliant writers and actors if they thought of that ring story. It's so specific. It's so like,
it's not that specific.
It's
if you're writing a story of being in love, what do you get normally when you're in love? You get a ring. It's not that fucking specific. It's a pretty easy story to write, dude.
I don't know. Let's say he's Michael Jackson, right? So he wouldn't give just a regular ring.
We got a Rolex ring.
All right. Let's pitch this room. We got to get the best writers Hollywood have. We got to put them together in a room. We got to get the best acting teachers. They got to teach these people. We're gonna pull off a heist, people, like to take down the guy who gave us millions of dollars, bought us a house.
Why are you saying millions of dollars?
Because like he bought one of them a $3 million house at one point.
Who?
Like
Which
they
one?
did $1 million of worth it. Michael Jackson did millions of dollars of worth of stuff for those people.
Okay.
Like Michael Jackson, but like that's nothing to Michael Jackson, because you know what I mean? He was like, it's like when you get my Postmates, I'm like, oh my God, Postmates. And you're like, it's Postmates.
No.
Michael Jackson's like, it's $1 million.
Yeah, no, it really is like that for Michael Jackson.
And he's like, and they're like, oh my God, $1 million. I don't know. I think it's too complex of a story to be able to make up.
No, but you're giving them too much credit as people that, all I'm saying is this. This is what I told you earlier. I would be open. I would 100% be open to if it was someone that came out of nowhere that we'd never heard about and they never went under oath and they came out and said, Michael Jackson touched me. And I'll give you all of this proof, and these are the facts. And I'll tell you how he abused me. I would be way more open. I'd be like, oh my God, this sounds real. Maybe Michael Jackson really did touch this person. But it's the fact that these two guys have already went under oath 3 times.
I hope you don't eat your words in the next couple weeks.
I can only find 2 right now.
It's 3. You fucking find the third one, John, and you're out of
here. John's like, hey, it's 3.
John just he makes up one. He just types it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest. I think your best point in this whole thing is that why weren't they able to get more people? Because we would believe it a lot more.
Kelly didn't have a problem getting anybody. They had to turn away people. They were like, we got too much footage. Can you guys just back up? You're not casting.
Another tape?
We've got the 3rd tape came out today.
That happened today.
The 3rd tape.
Also, he went into that interview and behaved like he probably behaved with them.
R. Kelly, he acted like a maniac. You know what I got mad at? When people were like, well, those 2 girls say he's not they're not trapped and they like it there and then a relationship with him. I'm like, a couple things. Let's hear. Those 2 girls are brainwashed. Let's just start with the basics. Those 2 girls are fucking brainwashed. And secondly, R. Kelly is in the room, guys, as they're doing an interview. Do you think those girls are going to yell, help, help? No, they're afraid for their fucking lives. So they're going to stick to the fucking script that they practiced for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days straight as he gave them the lines. Tighter!
Do you think once R. Kelly goes to jail, those girls might still think that R. Kelly wasn't abusing them?
Yes. I think it'll take time.
Do you think that they might go under oath a couple times and say that R. Kelly wasn't abusing them? Do you think that it's possible to manipulate somebody?
Yeah, 100%.
To
100%.
The point where they're okay to lie for you?
I think you're drawing a perfect story to find abuse, which is fucked up. It's fucked up. I've already told you this. I would never argue this. Michael Jackson, as a 30 or 40 or 35-year-old, whatever he is, hanging out with kids is the weirdest shit known to man. I'm not agreeing.
Having his kids sleep in the bedroom.
I'm not agreeing with that. That's not something I would recommend for any of you men out there or women to be sleeping with kids or hanging out with kids when you're 30, 35, 40, right? I would never. It's just weird. It's not fucking right. But
child care providers, you're cool. You know, there's exceptions. Foster parents, you're cool.
Yeah. But what I am saying is, am I high? Fuck, am I high? I don't remember what I'm saying.
Well, you said that Michael Jackson's weird.
Oh yeah, okay. But what I am saying is, I do think Michael Jackson is really, 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 really weird. But I also think Michael Jackson has grown up in a different reality than all of us.
I don't think any of us would deny that.
Wait, let me finish. Sorry. I think that Michael Jackson is weird, but I think his whole fucking life was weird. So I'm not taking it as like Michael Jackson's being weird. I'm taking it as they made this fucked up human being, and he's just continuing to be this weirdo the whole time. So from the age of 5, he was famous since he was 5. 5? What the fuck do you even know?
I'm with you on this.
And all the way until he's 40, whatever it was, however he lived, whatever, 50 years old, whatever it was. But what I'm saying is, I think that with all these kids, Macaulay Culkin, the Brett Brown kid, then these 2 individuals, Wade Robson and the James, what is his last name again? Safe Chuck? Yeah. Safe Chuck? Nice. Yeah, well, he just did the research, motherfucker. Where were you at? You're drunk.
Yeah. No, I'm just a little. Those couple of hits.
Yeah, that weed is good. You guys don't hit this weed.
We smoked the whole joint the past couple episodes. I don't think we could do that with this.
That weed is good.
When it sparks up again, I'll get some.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, Michael Jackson was heavily abused as a kid as well from his father, right?
Well, I don't want to go with heavily abused. Okay. I have a weird perspective on this too.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I think Michael Jackson definitely was abused, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Joe Jackson's a bad dad.
Yeah. Well, he was definitely mentally abused. I'll say more than anything, putting him out there the way he did, and the way they, force kids into fame and stuff. And I know that they say he was physically abused. That's what was drawn in Hollywood. But every black kid got whoopings. Right. So I don't know at what line.
We weren't there.
So then you could argue my dad abused me. And I'm like, absolutely. I don't think I was abused.
It's true.
That's my perspective. Mm-hmm. But Michael Jackson and them had touch with the other side in reality way quicker than I did too. So they got to know that, we can't get hit. I'm around this white dude at the age of 6. And he say, motherfucker, you can't hit me. Whereas in black community, we didn't know that we thought whoopings was normal. We was like, everybody gets whoopings. That's a normal fucking thing. So I do think Michael Jackson was abused, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I also don't know at what line you're just getting a whooping.
Are you also talking about like apparently like, see, I don't have a good source right now, but apparently like Joe Jackson like fucked a girl in the room with him and his older brothers would fuck girls with rooms when he was like 6, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't know
something
all
a
that.
kid should not be in the room for.
I didn't know Joe was out here wilding like that.
He has a reputation, but I
know
don't
Joe's
know.
reputation mostly is from physical abuse, though.
Right.
Of his children.
That's what I.
That
just
was always
heard
a joke.
recently.
Like I beat you like Joe Jackson. Blah blah blah. Joe Jackson. But
maybe we'll like do like a ding and like actually bring in a source here. Later.
Maybe we should. Joe Jackson.
Joe Jackson actually was a shitty guy. So just to avoid the whether he did it or whether he didn't, I was actually wanting to have more of a conversation about that idea that this person maybe had this mental illness or was sick or was twisted, and in
Chris,
whatever way I think society enabled that through fame.
We can't
let me say my sentence. And you said we can't stop that. You said well, if we're talking about Michael Jackson, we should talk about Elvis, and we should talk
let me
about.
Jump into this. I'm not sitting here as a black man and I'm going to talk about R. Kelly one week, and I'm going to talk about Michael Jackson the next week, and we're not going to bring up y'all people that have done the same shit. We keep trying to say, oh, they're tearing down R. Kelly. R. Kelly's fucking wrong, period. Point blank, period. I don't know if Michael Jackson is wrong or right. I'm still not convinced. So I live in a different space than you on that. But you can argue whatever. But Michael Jackson and R. Kelly are both black men that have been brought up. Bill Cosby's in prison right now. All of them deserve this. I'm not saying they don't. But I want to be very clear on this. I believe in equality across the board. I believe in justice. So if you're going to say someone's raping someone or someone's molesting children or marrying minors and doing blah, 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 then make sure we're talking about everybody, not just black men. So we're going to talk about Elvis Presley, how he fucked 14-year-old girls nonstop.
There's a lot of this, like people legends, people who shaped culture, who were fucking monsters.
Nonstop. Elvis Presley said that an actual quote from him was, he feels like once a woman has a baby, she's not attractive anymore, which means he was only attracted to women that were not women. He was only attracted to girls, which means you're a sick fuck.
Or he was just the opposite of Michael Jackson and he hated kids.
No, what do you mean? He's fucking 14-year-olds.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so those are still kids.
So it's hard to be funny on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we got to be a comedy podcast.
Yeah, we are that. We'll get into comedy. We're always funny, we'll find something. But what I'm saying is Elvis Presley was fucking 14-year-old girls, and we don't speak about that at all. No one's canceling him. No one's saying, let's take Elvis Presley off the radio. Let's take his statue down that's in Memphis, Tennessee, or Nashville, wherever the fuck it is. No one's saying any of that. Why is that? No one's talking about John Lennon domestically abusing his wife for so many years. Why is that? Why are the Beatles not canceled?
So I have some questions, and I just thought of a way. The marijuana sparked a way that I think we can discuss them. Okay, so let's say Scooby-Doo. Let's say Scooby-Doo, we find out is a molester, but we've enjoyed Scooby-Doo for years.
I knew it.
We've agreed.
I knew it.
I knew it. He was a weirdo this whole time, obviously on drugs. Why didn't we see this coming?
Cancel Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Do we cancel Scooby-Doo?
Y'all cancel Bill Cosby. The Cosby Show was very important to the black community. The Cosby Show was a great show. Bill Cosby,
it is
a sick fuck.
It's important to comedy as well.
But Bill Cosby, a sick fuck. I can agree. I can agree. But I can also say that, was he playing a character? Are you guys, like, why is it that you guys are being able to separate your craft from your person, but I can't? You make the decision for me? They cancel Cosby Show on all syndication platforms. It's nowhere. You can't find it.
I wonder if it's what I settled on, because in my analysis of Michael Jackson, I don't know, we're still like fucking moving about in the world trying to understand this collectively. But I think right now I don't think you can. I don't know, man. I was going to say I don't think you can, like, cancel Michael Jackson. I don't think you can say we can't listen to these songs anymore. He's so embedded. He's so deep with everybody. But yesterday at a party, a playlist, Michael Jackson was on there, and it made me go, you know?
Yeah, because you've made the decision, though, Chris. You've told yourself it's all truth.
Well, I will say, when I was editing the podcast promos, I had to put in clips of R. Kelly's music videos. I bobbed. I would listen to it. I was
You
like,
bobbed.
nah. Like,
You
I
didn't
was
fucking
like,
bob. You motherfucking
Of
jumped
course
out.
you bob.
It's
We're
like,
not
I
gonna
was
say you're
mixed
not
to
gonna
ignition.
bob.
You
Yeah,
caught it
exactly.
fresh out the kitchen.
That's all I
So
was like,
what
I
it
put
bugs me, the way that R. Kelly and Michael Jackson are different to me, are different to me, is because R. Kelly is alive and Michael Jackson, and he's still doing this, and he's not in prison, and you're just enabling his lifestyle by listening to his music, and Michael Jackson's dead, and what are you gonna give the money to the Jackson family? There's a lot of ways you're
But
giving
why is
money
Harvey
to the Jackson
Weinstein not
family.
in prison and Bill Cosby is?
Well, this is like a whole
'Cause
different
that's a legal
argument, though.
system
I'm
thing.
talking about Scooby-Doo raping kids.
Scooby-Doo, right?
And I'm
meddling
saying
kids.
the whole that
my
show is
first-
about the mystery.
My first thing I'm
Mystery
gonna tell
Inc.
you is that's not Scooby-Doo. That's just someone in a costume. That's just a sicko.
Chris
that works at
Scooby-Doo
Six
isn't real.
Flags.
Okay, it's not a hypothetical. There is a guy. No, no, I was just trying to think of somebody that was a legend, that was a legacy, that was an icon.
You know they had to cut out. They cut out
Columbus
That
Day.
shaped culture.
They cut out
Columbus Day.
Day. Columbus Day is a
He's
good
the-
one.
You know, he's a horrible person, but
Columbus
we
is the shittiest person.
Yeah.
And he didn't even do anything. The Spaniards didn't even think he was cool.
yeah, right.
Yeah, Spanner's like, okay, dude, go
I
go
did
get
this.
spices.
Give him a-
hey, Columbus, why don't you get us spices?
And then when they found out we gave him a day, they were like, "Why did you guys give him a day?
Columbus
Because he got
a day?
lost."
Columbus.
This is weird.
This guy. It's like an oil painting.
History's full of people like that, and history will continue to be full of people like that.
Well, and don't we still have to say that like this idiot found the new world?
But
Like,
he did it.
Wait, what? Wait, are we under?
Oh
is
man,
Michael
do I
Ja-
need to look up
Wait.
if he actually found a new world?
No, he did, but then he killed a bunch of people. That's why we're mad at him.
People
I
were
mean,
here already. How the fuck did he find it, Chris?
Oh,
And there were other people.
How did he find it?
Touche. I meant from history's perspective, and I realized how that's wrong and indoctrinated into
Wait, do
me.
you mean histories or American history? Everyone else knows that he didn't find America. Chris, are you just finding this out?
He got the government
Well, I
that
love-
started over at America.
It doesn't mean I
over
love
here.
Louis C.K., but I do love this Louis C.K. joke that says when fucking Christopher Columbus got to America and was like, "Hey, you guys are the Indians, right?" And they were like, "No, that's not us at all." They're like, "No, you guys are the Indians. I was looking for Indians. You guys are Indians, right?" And they were like, "No, we're Native Americans. This is called America, actually." And he was like, "Nah, you guys are Indians."
Yeah,
And to this day, we call them Indians like idiots instead of Native Americans. And we're like, the Indians.
When we were kids, they decided to change it from Indians to American Indians, which is still wrong. Like, then they taught a whole generation of people, don't say Indian anymore, say American Indians. And it's like, no.
Just Americans. Just the first Americans.
Native American works, but they went American Indian for like 10 years before they went, wait, why are we still
And that's
saying
what I said to you
But
about
we called it
African
America.
American. That's what I said about African American.
well, we're American.
Yeah, they were like, I don't even know what they called this place before.
That's
Home. That's what they called it. It was-
Nate,
the home Indians.
now they might be Nate. Natives feels wrong.
Why is just R. Kelly, the Bill Cosbys, and the Michael Jacksons suffering in this entertainment space and in this world when you talk about legacies, but the John Lennons, the Elvises, the Woody Allens, they continue to
Woody Allen is a good one
because
and I
he's
will
living.
give
You're
you
only
that.
accepting ones that are living. That's what your problem is.
Why not go after the ones who are living? Why go after the
I
ones
don't
who
want
are
you
dead?
benefiting at all. If you was raping kids,
No, I don't care. Cancel Elvis, sure.
Yeah,
I don't,
nobody loves Elvis now.
I don't
that
care.
generation's already died.
You said John Lennon, and I was like, I never heard this. Let me look this up.
Because
And I found out that he used to beat his woman and keep her apart
and
from
let
the
me
things
guys
that she loved.
Let me remind you guys, if you did not watch the first episode, I'm not going to dive too much into this because Chris is going to get mad, but Chris does not forgave Chris Brown, who got into a domestic.
We're not turning this
who
into
got
Chris
into
Brown
a
part
domestic
2.
abuse situation with Rihanna one time. He has not forgiven him yet, but yet John Lennon beat his wife for years on years straight.
We're also going to remember that
I like the Beatles more than Chris Brown.
That the Beatles are way more transformative artists than Chris Brown. No, to that this is 1960 and people beat people.
I'm not bopping with
I'm not into it.
I'm not rocking with that.
He also this was
not going.
He admitted that this whole like piece of evidence is from an interview he gave with Playboy, where he explained that he came around to peace because he used to give into violence more, and he's like disagreed with that, and he left this like legacy of peace. Look, if Chris Brown was trying to leave a legacy of peace I might be more on his side, and I don't want to talk about Chris Brown for a second.
My problem with you though is that you have not watched this documentary. You did your we're gonna leave here. You did your research about John Lennon. You say, I know he's a person of peace. He became this. He did this, and it is. You've not done research on Chris Brown. You just go off what you hear in the media. You have not done your actual research. Because I didn't know John Lennon was a person of peace. I knew he beat his wife, and I knew he beat his fucking kid, and I knew he was.
I've never heard "All You Need Is Love."
Does that mean you don't beat people? Chris Brown has beautiful people. Beautiful people. Great fucking song.
I don't know that song.
I love the idea of arguing like, okay, well, if he has this, he can beat this.
No.
What song gets you to beat how many women in what year?
No, I'm just.
In what year? In 2009, it's less than one for a song.
Oh, he could do what he wanted.
How many women? No, I mean, what's terrible is that was a real thing, and we've changed, and that's good. But touching boys, unfortunately, was
Michael Jackson's dead. Michael Jackson's dead.
Not
Chris.
never.
Michael Jackson's dead, and you've already started to cancel him in your mind. You did say, yeah, and then also, like,
no, it made me sad because intellectually I didn't agree with yeah. It just gave me a feeling.
But they've taken away so many things of Michael Jackson already. They're pulling shit, Chris, left and right. And then brands don't want to be late, so brands are gonna continue to do it. They're gonna be like, okay, we can't be the last ones to do it, so let's pull it right now. Let's pull Michael Jackson. Okay, we have Michael Jackson to make McDonald's commercial. Let's pull those off the internet. They're doing anything they can right now. I'm pulling Michael Jackson. Why? You have no evidence. And he was proven innocent. Why are you pulling him? Because two dudes that say he never touched him are now saying that he did, and they're making money from a documentary? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, you fucking Muliano. Michael Jackson. They've already canceled Bill Cosby.
Okay, I get that.
R. Kelly's getting canceled.
What do you think people should do then?
So let's cancel the Beatles.
What's the other?
Let's cancel Elvis.
You say cancel everything that anytime anyone's
what does
done
cancel mean?
That means you're done. You're fucking done, son. That means that
just
everything you
wipe the internet completely.
You're wiped. We forgot you were here.
Like Thanos
just was mean to their
You're
mom,
gone.
and that's elder abuse.
Infinity Stone number 5, R. Kelly.
Like, so I don't know. I think
that's what cancel is. But I do what I also think that we should do. I think that we should make it a case-by-case scenario. And we should look at what that person did, what that person's life later on was, and how many years apart, from those things. I think people should be open to change.
Well, so you canceled R. Kelly in your life.
R. Kelly is still doing the same shit he's been doing for 30 years.
So, because I cancel R. Kelly because I if I listen to him, I put money in his pocket and he's still doing it.
Yeah.
Where if I listen to Michael Jackson, it doesn't put money in Michael Jackson's pocket. Michael Jackson's not still doing it. So,
but you don't.
Do I have to cancel this person's dead legacy, or can I just take it with a grain of salt? Or what I think you do is you learn from it, and we learn how whatever this happened shouldn't happen again. If somebody gets $1 million paycheck for anything, they should also have to go to therapy once a week. Like Michael Jackson wasn't checked at all, and Michael Jackson pushed boundaries in a weird way that you can make a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why Michael Jackson may have been that way.
R. Kelly was abused.
Yeah, R. Kelly wasn't checked either. That's why solving all these things would just be if you get paid $100,000 for a gig, the most people don't get paid $100,000. You should also make sure that we should also take care of those people's.
Now, I agree, but I also believe we make excuses for people all the time. And my thing is like,
you're right. There's a lot of famous people that didn't do anything like this.
there's a lot of famous people who are normal.
Yeah.
And then when you hear about one, you're like, well, what is society doing?
But it's like a
to me?
second mental illness that society's given you, in my opinion.
I got a lot of people who wrote me saying, like, I was taking down another black man with R. Kelly. And D.L. Hughley had this quote that he put on his page. Shout out to D.L. Hughley. He said, I'll never be black enough to think it's okay for a black man to rape black children just because white people do it too. And I said, facts only. I don't give a fuck how black you think you are out there. If you don't defend our children, because R. Kelly did this to our children. They're not white girls saying that R. Kelly did this to them. If you're not defending our children, then fuck you. These women have voices, and it's your job to defend them as well, and not to dilute their voices or to say to dissolve them and say, "Oh no, that's not. It's coming from a black woman. They won't hit." Like, nah, not at all. Like, I think that if R. Kelly,
I agree with you
about
about
Kelly
that.
did this to
I was
white
thinking
girl,
about the Michael Jackson boys and why.
if R. Kelly did this to white girls, he'd have been in prison a long time ago. He'd be in prison a long time ago if 15 white girls said this man did this to them. It wouldn't even get to 15. He'd be at a half. You had a half a white bitch and you in trouble. You be at a, she said, I grabbed her ass in the mall, prison. And the fact that you can do this to so many black women and we don't care is just insane to me. I care. Well, I care. And I think R. Kelly should be in prison. So fuck R. Kelly. I'm just not buying into these guys.
No, I know.
These guys.
We should figure out
Closure.
Transition. I also think we gotta we've been pretty heavy, and I kind of feel like we gotta do something kind of.
Well, Jussie Smollett got
some
16
sort of
felony counts.
No, for something lighter.
Jesse.
See, I don't even know his name is Jussie.
Why'd you do that, Jesse?
16 felony counts? 16 of those.
Do you know all of them?
No, they say he probably won't do jail time. Which I don't really think he deserves to do jail time. I don't think he deserves to do jail time for writing a bad script. I think he should simply be on probation. And he shouldn't work in Hollywood. I think he should get Hollywood jail time. I think he shouldn't be allowed to work in Hollywood for a while. But I don't think he deserves real jail time. I think it was just a stupid fucking thing. And you're a stupid person for doing that.
I think you should get jail time. I think it's fraud.
Okay. People don't always get jail time for fraud, Chris. He doesn't have any criminal actual record. Nothing happened in the world that was.
I know. It's
like,
hard. It's hard because all this heavy
J-Lo
stuff
got
happened.
engaged to Alex Rodriguez.
Right, yeah. I don't know what to say about that.
What does the ring look like?
20 carats, dude.
Oh, shit.
20 carats.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah, I saw that headline. I was like, I don't care.
I don't care. J-Lo is a thug, though. She about to get married her 4th time. That's straight thug shit.
Made in Manhattan.
Made in Manhattan.
She was made in Manhattan.
She's made in the Bronx.
Yeah,
If she ever
that's
fucking
true.
forget it.
No, on the 6th for sure.
On the 6th?
Yeah, that's the name of her debut album. It's on the 6th.
Oh, why do you know this? I thought you was talking about some Toronto shit.
Yo,
Like,
somebody out
from
there
the
is a
6th.
J-Lo fan. They were like, nice.
Jenny from the
He's
Block.
not fooled by the rocks that she's got.
Oh, let's get into something kind of light. Let's get into something kind of light. I got something, Chris. Cool. It's kind of light.
What do you
It's
got?
kind of light.
What did J-Lo mean to me?
Kinda. No,
good, I'm
it's not-
happy to
it's not,
talk
It's not
about
that,
it.
but I got into that
What is
after
it?
this
Yeah.
combo. It's not that light, actually. Fuck. What is self-made? Calling Kylie Jenner
the
first
self-made.
self-made billionaire, or the youngest first self-made billionaire, whatever they said.
That is untrue 100%. That's untrue 100%.
Her dad was worth $100 million before she was ever born.
Yeah,
How
no.
is she self-made?
Sorry, you don't qualify for that category. I'm sorry. You qualify for a lot of things, but you don't qualify for that
Look,
category.
I salute her. She's fucking killing it. She's killing it. You can say what you want about that girl, but she's fucking killing it, and she's got $1 billion company. I salute her. She's only 22 years old. I think 21, whatever it is. I salute her. Also, you're not self-made.
No, not at all.
Like, let's
Not every privileged millionaire
was born on television.
girl who was born on television could pull that off. And you did. Congrats. But that makes you one of like 10, one of 4. That doesn't make you one of all of us. You are not self-made. When do you become self-made? Who's not self-made? And who is? Donald Trump is self-made? No. He got $1 million loan. And then he also got a ton of money. What if you only got... Yeah, what is the financial cutoff to you being self-made? I obviously agree that Donald Trump is not self-made.
It's also that like Donald Trump just got $1 million loan. I'm not trying to say he's self-made.
No, but there's another financial thing.
No, but I'm also saying like Kylie Jenner was on television as well.
Oh no, yeah, she's not.
And then she has the world at her feet. They're like just throwing ideas at her all day. Donald Trump may have had to figure some shit out by himself. Just saying.
I'll give him more credit. Yeah.
If Donald Trump is less disadvantaged than you, you are not self-made.
That is perfect, Chris. That was it. That was it right there. I agree.
There's no way.
There's no way. But you know what? Salute to Kylie Jenner. You're a strong woman, I think. And you're
maybe. I don't know.
You go, girl.
You go, girl. I salute you.
You go, Bram.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, as an individual, I'm sure.
Happy for her. She hasn't done many bad things I can think of.
You're right. She was born
and then
in her position.
She has a black baby just like the rest of her sisters, and that's great. They all got black babies. Except for Courtney. Catch up.
All right.
You and Kendall, catch up.
I'll make this a Kardashian show if you want to. I'll study.
I
feel like
I
thought you said Kana wants to talk Kardashian.
Kana loves Kardashians
because Kana's a successful businesswoman and she wants.
And the Kardashians wear her stuff, and they like she.
Well, then I don't want to talk shit. I don't want to fuck her business.
No, she loves Kardashians. I don't have anything against the Kardashians.
I don't.
I just think they should not be like our the example of a role model, the example of these different things. But as businesswomen, I have no problem with
I'm in a similar boat. I'm
no problem with them. They're fucking
disappointed.
killing it.
I'm disappointed with their place in American culture. But if that's
They're
what
the
America
top.
wants, touche, Kardashian.
We have our president.
Which also makes me disappointed
There's
in American culture.
First of all, Kim, you're slacking. There's no reason you shouldn't be Secretary of State by now. Like, if Donald Trump is the president, Kim should definitely be in some office. She should be serving us somehow.
If she wanted it, she could have it.
She could have it. Right now, she's been freeing all those kids from jail and shit.
She could be
that would be really good
Secretary
TV.
of State.
She is killing it. Would you
And
vote
people
for
would be like, that would be an improvement.
Would you vote for Kim Kardashian?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
What?
You voted for Donald Trump, so I didn't know.
That's not true. I look super caught.
You 100%. Can we do a close up?
I don't know. I didn't know what you're talking about.
Rod.
Okay, we're gonna leave this episode with some talk real quick. A couple days ago, it was Bow Wow's birthday.
Oh, thank God.
And that got me thinking.
What's that?
Is Bow Wow a legend?
Okay.
Most famous dog of all time.
Bow Wow could have been in that conversation.
Wait,
Wow, yippee yo, yippee
Oh
yo.
shit!
Woof,
no,
motherfucker,
Bow
the
Wow.
dog came to
Snoop
play.
Dogg is barely qualifies in the most famous dog category. I'd say.
What?
So
You crazy?
you think Snoop Dogg?
People didn't
is
even know what-
not
Yeah, he was a
dog.
lion for like a year.
People didn't
all
even
right?
know what Lassie was when I was like,
Oh yeah, I put out a poll saying because
People
last
were like,
year
"What the
last
fuck is
week we
Lassie?"
talked about, or no, on one of the bonus episodes
that
we
was a
talked
good
about
perk.
most famous dog. If you're just on iTunes, you haven't heard this conversation probably, but it's we're talking about icons who is like who are an example of icons like just in the world.
R. Kelly.
Okay, let's take
All right,
that
I'm
He's an
back.
icon of
joking.
something.
Let's take that back.
I'm joking. No, icons in the world. Icons.
Unfortunately,
Michael Jackson.
you would say Michael Jackson.
Jackson's an icon.
Michael Jackson is an icon. Whitney Houston is an icon.
Whitney Houston. Can we not just go music?
Elvis is
You're
an icon.
just going music right now.
Marlon Brando is an icon. No?
I think Marlon Brando. Yeah.
Tom Cruise is an
Marlon Brando's
icon.
an icon. Yeah, Tom Cruise is an icon.
Then like a level below them as far as is legend.
There's different tiers of legends. There's 1, 2, and 3. You have
Okay.
your top. You have your tier 3 is like your top legend.
Almost an icon.
Yeah, tier 2 is like, that guy's a legend. We're not going to deny that. Tier 1 is like, we start going over stats to really like dive into, is this guy a legend? And it got me thinking, because people be putting hate on Bow Wow's name. Is Bow Wow
a rap legend? The category is rap?
I'm talking just legend. But all right, let's go rap legend. Fuck it.
I think Bow Wow is undoubtedly a legend. What do you think?
I've heard of him a long time ago. He's definitely a legend.
No. Oh, wow. That's not what just makes you a legend.
I'd say below legend is like a star. Like this person used to be a star.
That person's a star. Yeah, that person used to be a star. That person's not a star, though. They in their career in a star.
There are modern people who aren't legends, but they are stars.
So let me speak my mind. Bow Wow, if you listen to Shad motherfucking Moss, you are a legend, my brother, and I will never let them take that away from you. Let me talk my shit. Right. Let me hold you down. Let me talk my shit real quick. Bow Wow has hits. Bow Wow was signed to Death Row at the tender age of 5.
But also, I don't know of any other child rapper.
Bow Wow was discovered by Snoop Dogg. Bow Wow, wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Okay.
Wait, what? That has to do with Bow Wow, the rapper?
Yes, my dog. Learn your shit. Know your history about your legends. Bow Wow.
Bow Wow, wow, yippee yo, yippee yay was written after Lil Bow Wow was introduced as a figure.
Bow Wow was in one of Snoop Dogg's first videos.
Wow. So Snoop
I'm
Dogg
putting
is
you
like
up
Usher.
on game. Snoop Dogg is like, I guess with Justin Bieber, that's one person. Okay.
And Bow Wow is Justin Bieber.
I guess Bow Wow is Justin Bieber. And then it took Scooter Braun to make Bow Wow into a fucking
Wait, did Scooter Braun really take on Bow?
No. Scooter Braun took on Justin Bieber, Jermaine Dupri.
Oh, I remember Jermaine Dupri.
So he was launched with Jermaine Dupri. And it's not the same thing because Jermaine's a producer and Scooter's not. But you know what I'm saying. Jermaine Dupri took over Bow Wow and made him to a star. He had a lot of #1 hits. He has a lot of platinum records.
Bow Wow.
Want me to go over his shit? If I start naming them, you're going to be like, whoa, I know that.
I am a little bit like a lot of #1 hits.
Okay. What we not going to do? Because I say a little Bow Wow. You just don't know. The way you move so fast across the
Fat Joe? What is Fat Joe?
Not a fucking legend.
He's not a legend?
He's a star. I like Joe. I like Fat Joe too. No disrespect.
Okay.
But you need to stop.
But you got to
be.
I'm trying to find. And are you saying that what level is Bow Wow in legend?
Let me talk he's definitely in tier 1.
He's almost an icon, you're saying.
No, tier 3
tier 1 is the lowest.
Yeah.
Tier 3 is icon.
Yeah. It probably should be the other way around.
So who else is there? Is like Lady Gaga is an icon?
Icon? She's
an icon.
She's on her way.
She's on her way. She's on her way. All right, I give her icon now. My bad.
But like Katy Perry is
I didn't like that song.
Katy Perry's a star. Katy Perry's a legend.
Katy Perry is a tier 1 legend
with Bow Wow.
Yeah, she right there.
So Bow Wow and Katy Perry are on the same level.
You know what? Katy Perry has more hits than Bow Wow. Katy Perry is a tier 2 legend. Now, I apologize, Katy Perry, for trying to shit on you like that. But
so around Air Bud level,
Bow Wow
for both of them.
Bow Wow is Air Bud.
Air Bud.
Bow Wow is Air Bud.
Okay,
because he had like Mike too. Put respect on his name. He had like Mike, and you watch that shit. Calvin fucking Cambridge.
I kind of think Air Bud's an icon though.
Okay, that's because you got convinced by the internet. Air Bud is not a fucking icon.
You're right.
He got a lot of straight to DVD movies. He is slacking.
I rethought about it and I was like, Snoopy's in the fucking news.
No, Snoopy is an icon, bro.
Snoopy is an icon.
He's just a boring icon.
I mean, Snoopy's way bigger than Bow Wow. Bow Wow could never be at Snoopy's level.
No, okay. I'm not even here to argue that.
What if Bow Wow was in the newspaper every day?
Okay, Bounce With Me. Do you know what Bounce With Me is?
Yeah.
Bounce with me, bounce. Hit the floor, bounce. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's a beat to the O-dub. Okay.
Yes, I know.
Bow Wow, that's my name with Snoop Dogg. Bow Wow, wow, yippee, yo, yippee, yay. With motherfucker.
I didn't even realize that Bow Wow was in that song.
I thought they were all the same song.
To come full circle, then he did a song for Hardball, the movie.
Okay. Well, now we know why you like Bow Wow so much. Where are you putting Macaulay Culkin on this Legends Icons list?
Oh, is he on the Michael Jackson list, bro? Hey, are you trying to really make this come full
I'm
circle?
just trying to wrap it. No, because I thought of another child actor.
Macaulay Culkin is a legend, bro.
He's a legend.
A legend.
Who's a child actor icon?
Icon child actor Drew Barrymore.
Shirley Temple.
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore is an icon?
Is Drew Barrymore not an icon?
Drew Barrymore is not an... She's a legend. Absolutely 100%.
Charlie's Angels. E.T.
Are iconic.
I can keep going. I just got to look at the IMDb. Drew, okay.
Drew Barrymore
I'm sorry.
Drew Barrymore isn't iconic.
I'll name the child actor icon. The child actor icon, clearly, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio is an icon,
He's an icon,
and he was a child actor.
Yes, Leonardo
But there isn't really a child actor icon.
Jaleel White.
Is that a child? He's like a teen. I guess he's a child.
Yeah, he was pretty young when he was Urkel.
Yeah, he
when
was probably like 12 when he started.
Steve Urkel is an icon.
He is an icon.
And he was Sonic the Hedgehog in the cartoon.
I never knew that.
I
mean,
didn't know
Jaleel's
that
like a
either.
dear friend of mine, and I never knew that.
Wow.
That's dope. Hey, Jaleel, you suck as a person,
But you're a
but
legend.
Much props.
Wait, icon. We said he was an icon.
Child actor icon.
Wow, that's
But
crazy.
he could fall into the legend category though in the regular charts.
What about Mary Kate and Ashley?
Those are child.
Icons.
Those are icons. Child actor icons.
Child
yeah.
actor. Twin icons as well.
Yeah, those are definitely child
Might
actor
just be
icons.
straight icons. So we got Goofy, Snoopy, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, Lady Gaga,
And Bow Wow.
Jay-Z. No, Bow Wow's in the next category.
Bow Wow's a legend.
Yeah, we're talking about icons.
Snoopy's
Sorry.
not an icon, bro.
Snoopy is an icon.
Scooby Doo is the icon. No, and if the dog category is already as small as it is, it should only be one icon. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, it's like saying, like, who's the most iconic Asian actor? Jackie Chan is my guy. That's it.
Bruce Lee. It's Bruce Lee.
Bruce
Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and there's
Bruce
Soo
Lee
Young
didn't
Fat.
do it.
Is that his name?
He's Tupac. He's Tupac of the game.
Okay. He's
But
the
he
James
is
Dean.
an icon. He is an icon.
Bruce Lee's an icon.
He is, but he is Tupac. He didn't do enough when you really look at his resume compared to
It
like
was his potential.
it was his potential and how great he really was.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah.
Tupac's an icon. No, but I'm saying Jackie Chan's my guy. Jackie Chan's still.
Well, you can have a number one icon.
But Jackie
as well.
Chan
We'll
is-
think of another tier.
Jackie Chan is still killing the charts right now in Asia. Like he's still the highest paid actor in the world to this day.
When you said the charts, I just imagined that he was a singer.
Fact check that shit, John. And then you fucking tell me how right I am.
Is he still doing movies? Why wouldn't he?
He's
do
the
them here?
number one actor in the world still.
I'm highest paid. I was gonna put
Highest paid actor. 75 minimum.
highest paid actor in the
75
world.
million a year minimum. That's what he makes.
Chan?
Jackie Chan.
You talking Jackie?
We talking Jackie.
He's definitely on the list, but Robert Downey Jr. is number one.
That was his past year, only because of his last deal with Iron Man, and he
Okay.
made 80 million this year. Fuck out of here.
Okay.
It's Jackie.
Yeah, if not counting Marvel actors, it's Jackie Chan.
No, even fuck that. Fuck that. Robert Downey Jr. is coming his last leg of being Iron Man, so he got this extra bump this past year. But when I'm talking about consistently for like the last 10 years, Jackie Chan.
Okay. Yeah.
Every year for the past
Jackie
10 years.
Chan. Rumble in the Bronx, motherfucker.
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Are we just talking about the money that Jackie Chan takes in based on past movies, or is Jackie Chan coming out with tons of new shit
He's
that
doing
I
new
am
shit
unaware
not
of?
here in America, dude. You know there are big markets at other places, right?
Yeah. I just didn't know.
Yeah,
he
no,
was
he's
making
doing
this.
a lot of big
I
shit.
wouldn't be surprised if Jackie Chan's movies were re-released dubbed in America or on Netflix, or like we didn't know about it. What if Jackie Chan got a deal with Netflix? I'd be in.
I think he did.
I'd be in.
I'm pretty sure he did. But it was a more serious type movie. Like, it's not like his normal thing, so it went against.
It's not a Chan development deal. How much longer can he do the Jackie Chan thing? See, this is the light stuff we should have started with.
But I think we did well. I think we're still, no matter what, we're still friends. That's all that matters. We may not agree on the Michael Jackson shit, but you're still my friend. And I'm always open to victim stories. I'm always open to people telling their truth and being real. I was just saying that you should hold people accountable that they said 3 times that it was not real. But other than that, if you out there and someone's doing stuff, step forward. Take motherfuckers down. I do not care. Don't spare a fucking soul, you fucking abusers. This has been a great time on Wine and Weed.
Well, I also think it's a complicated idea of like what you do with this person's legacy, how you treat their work if they're already gone, or some people don't take it into account at all. They're like, separate the art from the artist. I'm sure those people will come up. So talk, and don't just call people assholes and yell at them.
That's true. Don't
talk
call
to
people
somebody
crazy.
else.
Talk to somebody.
Although sometimes that can get hard on the internet.
Talk to somebody that may not agree with
so
you.
that's good. You get a wider view of the world.
All right. Well, been a great time. We've been talking too much. Y'all take care. This fucking Opus 1 is amazing. It's drunk.
Incredible. That was these were both very good choices.
Thank you. This is our first episode.
It's hard not to just talk about the wine, but we managed to not talk about the wine.
We did. Opus 1. Shout out to Opus 1. Thanks for sponsoring similar bottles. They didn't send this one, but I would love for them to.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, guys. Why don't you send another?
All right, y'all. We gone. We out.
See you next week.
Biatch.